The Hari Vamsha Purana, Chapter 7. Krishna and Balarama grow up. The child of Devaki and Vasudeva, fostered by the chief of the Gokula village and his wife Yashoda, was growing up rapidly. He had a penchant for butter and mischief. Krishna, along with his older brother Balarama, began crawling and slowly standing up, only to fall down again. One day, Lord Krishna was playing outside and Yashoda was watching him patiently. Suddenly, the toddler Krishna took a fistful of mud and ate it. Yashoda ran outside. "Yucky! Yucky, you silly little boy! That mud is full of worms, little insects, dust and dirt," she yelled, and slapped his mouth, but no mud came out. She forced open the little toddler's mouth, and to her shocked amazement, she saw the entire universe in it. She saw the Milky Way of galaxies, the galaxy which contained our solar system with planet Earth spinning around the sun. She saw the village of Gokula, and soon she saw herself looking into Krishna's mouth. Overwhelmed by what she saw, she fainted, holding on to the infant. When she woke, she witnessed the mighty Mahavishnu hovering over the infant Krishna with 4 arms, a spinning discus on his upper right arm, a conch on his upper left arm, a small lotus flower on his lower left arm, and a small mace on his lower right arm. He was smiling pleasantly. "Dear Yashoda, I am the god Mahavishnu, and I am pleased with your devotion to me by rearing this child. Ask for a boon, and it is yours," said the great god Mahavishnu. "O mighty Mahavishnu, now that I have seen your full form, I no longer have the desire to be your mother. Please, O Great One, please remove this memory so that I can continue to fondle you like a child," Yashoda begged. "So be it," thundered the benevolent, boon-giving Mahavishnu, and Yashoda forgot all about the incident. She woke from a good slumber to find the infant Krishna laughing and playing with her hair. She had no idea of what just happened, and she quickly placed the infant on her shoulder and carried it home. As the toddler Krishna grew, so did his capacity for mischief. The infant had an inexhaustible thirst for butter and milk. After drinking its mother's milk, it would crawl to the cows to sip under their udders. Soon it outgrew its thirst for milk, and it desired butter over milk, and would go in search of butter in every household. Krishna became a household name for the butter thief. With exceptional stealth and skill, both Krishna and his older brother Balarama would break into houses and steal butter. Soon, complaints started piling up, and lots of villagers began complaining to Yashoda about the local butter thief. Yashoda got tired of repeatedly spanking Krishna and thought the best way to control him would be to tie him to a large boulder. She cornered the god incarnate and attempted to tie him to a big boulder. However, every time she tried to tie the Lord, the size of the rope would shorten. She will go back to the house and get some more rope and tie it to the end of the rope she used to tie the Lord. After what seemed like a whole afternoon of tying ropes, Yashoda fell down exhausted and lamented. The Lord took pity on her and sat behind the boulder, and miraculously, Yashoda was able to fully tie the Lord Krishna tightly around the boulder. "This ought to stop you from committing more and more mischief," said Yashoda, and wiped a small trickle of sweat from her eyebrows. She left Krishna and went inside the house to commence her chores for the day. Krishna got bored of being tied down and decided to move around. He carried the massive boulder on his back and started walking. In the course of his trek, the boulder lodged itself between two large trees. With a huff and a puff, Lord Krishna pulled the boulder tied to his back, and both the trees were uprooted. They fell down with a large thud, and two ethereal spirits arose from its trunks of the trees. We are the celestial Gandharvas. My name is Nalakuvara, and my brother is called Manigriva. We were cursed by the sage Narada for offending him, and only the touch of you, O Lord, would release us. Thank you, said one of the spirits, and they both flew up to the heavens. The loud thud of falling trees brought a frantic Yashoda and a couple of other villagers in the direction of the sound, only to find Krishna struggling with a boulder on his back and walking awkwardly like a tortoise, slowly in the opposite direction. With a loud shriek, Yashoda tugged on the rope tied to the boulder and stopped Krishna on his tracks. She untied him, hugged him tightly, and brought him back home. After coming home, all the villagers gathered together and started discussing the strange happenings in the village of Gokula. The arrival of the infant-killing witch Putana, the possessed cart, the tornado which attempted to carry away a baby. This village is cursed, said a villager. Yes, I agree. Lots of evil demons are inhabiting this village, said another. Nanda, the village chief, nodded slowly, for he knew what the cause of the demons were. Vasudeva had told him that he housed the chosen one, the eighth child prophesied to slaughter the evil tyrant of Mathura. So naturally, all these demons were his minions. He got up from his seat, and immediately the loud chatter of villagers came to a halt. Citizens of Gokula, I hear your apprehensions, he said, and all the villagers began listening intently. I agree with the sentiments of all those gathered here. I too believe that there is an evil curse on this village, so I have come up with a plan. There is a beautiful place not far from here called Vrindavana. It is filled with lush forests and large grasslands for our cattle. I propose we move there. This way, Kamsa will not know where Krishna is, and we can go into hiding, he thought to himself. Much to his surprise, all the villagers, in unanimous unison, agreed to his proposal. We agree, let us all move, said all the men in the village, in almost a single voice. That was that, and soon a large caravan was arranged by the capable Nanda, and the entire village of Gokula became empty, and everyone migrated to Vrindavana, a more beautiful place with lush forests and green pastures for the kine and cattle. Krishna and Balarama were now allowed to frolic amongst the older cowherds. Krishna was just under 4 years of age, and Balarama turned 5. Both Krishna and Balarama would roam the wilderness of Vrindavana along with the elder cowherds, and would run amok to their heart's delight. Time passed blissfully for the boys, and Krishna soon turned 6 years of age, and Nanda, the chieftain, thought Kamsa and his minions had forgotten about Krishna. How wrong he was. Kamsa, upon learning one day that Gokula's inhabitants had just disappeared, began a frantic search for the chosen one, Lord Krishna. He sent spies in every direction. His spies were very demonic beings disguised as common animals or forces of nature. One such being of pure evil was Vatsasura. Vatsasura, in his roaming, happened to stumble upon the village of Vrindavana. Within minutes, he matched the description given to him by Kamsa and located the 5-year-old Krishna. He quickly shapeshifted into a calf and joined the kine, which Krishna and his band of cowherds looked after. Both Krishna and Balarama knew straight away that there was something wrong with a particular calf. It was behaving rather oddly, and very soon both Krishna and Balarama guessed that it was a demon in the guise of a calf. Balarama decided to cause a distraction, and the older cowherds turned their attention to Balarama. In a split second, Krishna grabbed the calf's hind legs and snapped the vertebra in half before Vatsasura could even comprehend what was going on. He shrieked loudly, and a half demon, half calf lay before the cowherds. Krishna skipped innocently to the rest of the cowherds, pretending to not know anything. The cowherds, terrified of the being which lay before them, ran to Nanda and informed him of the paranormal activities that had once again begun. Nanda reassured them and convinced them all to remain calm. Another year passed without much event aside from the butter thief and his band of accomplices wreaking havoc on the local stock of butter. The thief, despite being caught a number of times and being spanked a number of times, did not relent from thievery and was growing up very quickly. Krishna, along with Balarama, would frolic in the forests of Vrindavana and play with the kine and other cowards. Despite his penchant for mischief and thievery, everyone in the village of Vrindavana loved both Krishna and Balarama. They would find any and every excuse to visit the chieftain's house just to get a glimpse of the two brothers. Wow! How fortunate were the people of Vrindavana! How lucky I am to hear this tale of Hari, exclaimed the king Janamejaya. And the Rajaguru Vaishampayana agreed, as he promised to tell the tale of the Serpent King in the next session.
I hope you liked today's episode of The House of Kuru. If you have not already, please subscribe to this channel and like this video so that you will be notified every time a new video is uploaded. Thank you.